Hello, my friends. Today I will tell you on how emotions get blocked, how we end up in a toxic relationships, in difficult relationships, why we attract aggressive people, and why we can't take care of ourselves in a difficult relationships, or why it is so hard to get out of them. So first of all, how the emotions get blocked. For example, if you are in a situation when you get interrupted in the middle of the conversation and your attention gets switched to a different subject, this is the emotionally blocking situation. Why? Because when you were speaking about the situation, when you were expressing yourself, you were investing some emotional energy into that. And once you get interrupted, you get stuck and you don't know what to do with those emotions anymore. Second thing is that when you get punished for your emotions, usually it happens when we're children, but in some situations in relationships, people still get punished for their emotions, and that also causes blockages. Another scenario is when the subject of the conversation get changed, and especially when you inquire about something important. For example, you may ask a question, when do you plan to finish that project? And you may get the answer, why don't we get a cat? And it doesn't make sense. The answer is there, but at the same time, there is no answer to your question, and you get stuck in the explanation to yourself. Why do I get this answer? Did I ask something wrong? Or how to understand this reaction, etc. In other words, you get stuck in your emotions. They got blocked. Another scenario is when you get blamed instead of getting the response. So for example, if somebody broke your car and you may say, you broke my car, this needs to be fixed. And the answer would be, why are you blaming me all the time? Look how I feel when you tell me this. I feel really bad. You make me feel sick. So, or for example, my mother told me not to deal with you. In other words, when you show the emotion, you get blamed or ashamed, and you end up feeling guilty for being hurt. So those scenarios cause feelings of helplessness, feeling of being a victim, a feeling of self-depreciation and self-ignorance. And you may feel that it's not safe to show your emotions, to protect yourself and your feelings. And what happens after that scenario, after a serious blaming, the person who was causing you those blockages may disappear for a while, and you may feel that you are left alone with your feelings of frustration, uncertainty, misunderstanding on what goes on. And you may feel that it is your fault, that probably you've done something wrong. In other words, you start blaming yourself and you start disbelieving yourself and your own feelings. And especially it's very damaging when it happens in our childhood. So for example, when the child is not allowed to cry, parents may say, or boys never cry, or if the child is crying too much, they may say, the police will take you if you keep crying. Maybe you've heard things like that, right? So such programming blocks the emotions of anger, blocks the ability to protect your personal boundaries. And then those blocked emotions, they attract aggressive people to replay this scenario. And what's the purpose of replaying the scenario? Because the blocked emotions require realization and release. Therefore, the scenario will continue. You probably have seen the situation when you're seeing that the same situation come over again and again and again. You cannot understand what's the purpose of it. Why can't I get out? Why? Because there is a blocked emotion that you are not allowing yourself to feel. And that emotion attracts people that can reveal it in you, so that you can admit that this is the emotion that I'm not allowing to feel, and I'm not accepting, that I'm probably feeling not safe even to feel it, not speaking about of acceptance or anything else. So emotionally blocked people, as a result, they have troubles in relationships, and they try their best to be convenient for other people. And what does it mean to be convenient? It means that they are trying their best to be good boys or good girls. with, and what does it mean, a good boy, a good girl? It's a person who has no right to take care of themselves. Okay, it's very important. So if you're seeing that you're unable to take care of yourself when you're in a relationship, you're trying your best to satisfy the other person at your own expense, it means there are a lot of blockages that you're not allowing yourself to feel life. And you may feel that life just passes by. It's not. You are like an observer of it. You know, this is what happens when the emotions are blocked. Now I will tell you the steps to release yourself. So first of all, in order to start the process of healing, you need to admit the problem. Okay, call things their name. So, for example, if you're afraid of feeling angry, it means that your feeling of anger is blocked. And you're not allowing yourself to release it, to feel it, and to experience it in a safe way, properly. So you need to admit it first that there is a problem and you need to deal with it. So once you accept it, 30% of the problem goes away. Second thing, distance yourself from damaging situations or people. You may get suddenly busy, you may say you have things to do, or anything else. Just distance yourself, because once you admit the problem, all of the scenario was for the purpose of showing you what you need to work on in order to release yourself from the clutches of that blockage. And then after that, and the next step for the healing is understand that everything happens for a reason, and your emotional blockage may have roots in the past lives. And that's very well seen on the Natal Charts. When I do my consultations, I read the charts and I can tell where the problem is coming from the past life, and how it affects the current situation. So something was done in the past life that caused you to come to a certain family, into a certain circumstance where that situation was possible. And why? Because the universe is taking care of you, because probably something more damaging could happen if you wouldn't go through that scenario to understand that certain things are not allowed. So for example, if you are not allowed to feel anger, you feel hurt or ashamed for feeling anger, right? You may understand that that's what you're not supposed to do to others. And that's a good lesson, because once we feel something, we can understand the pain of other people. We can understand their problem. So the lesson from the universe is to prevent you from a bigger problem. So here you may find out more about the law of karma as a law of justice. But remember, the law of karma is not the final destination, because the law of karma can be overcome by love and forgiveness. Love and forgiveness is what heals the situation. And of course, it's a complex process, right? Because if the damage is huge, it will take time to go through the process of healing through love and forgiveness. And in that case, you may require the knowledge of psychology, because the knowledge dissipates the darkness of, ignorance, I would say, right? And you may need to find out about the universal laws of love, get into spirituality, because spiritual knowledge is the highest level of knowledge that releases all doubts that a person may have in life, and then start applying it in life. First of all, start with yourself. So if you've seen that you've been missing attention from maybe your parents, then give yourself attention and give attention to your children. So that's the first thing, right? Or if you're seeing that you were not allowed to express your emotions when you felt like crying, you couldn't cry, then allow it to yourself and make sure that you are supporting those who are around you, and you accept the fact that people can cry when they're in pain and things like that. So whatever you've been missing, give it to yourself and support it in other people. And then of course, sometimes it's very hard to go through the situation by yourself, especially if unresolved emotion is very deep-rooted. Then get a help from a professional to help you to unblock and transform your painful emotion into a resource, because anything which is blocked is a resource available in the form of energy, in the form of space, time, circumstance, people. So once you unblock that, your attention will be in here and now. So another way to understand that there is something blocked, the attention always goes to the past, and we we feel, like stuck, meaning that we feel like a victim, so stuck in the past, right? So once that becomes unblocked, the attention got released and becomes available for here and now, and whatever needs your attention in here and now and in your life becomes, filled with your attention. So this is very important. And once you get access, once you unblock and transform the painful emotion, take responsibility for that, for the change. Because any power can be misused. And I would say, like, it's a good example, but it's a simple example, right? A knife in the hands of a killer is the instrument of damage, but in the hands of a housewife, it's an instrument for preparing good food. Therefore, when we get the strength or knowledge, we have to take responsibility for that knowledge and for that strength for the benefit of yourself and others who are around you. So that was my general description on how to unblock your emotions. What are the symptoms of blocked emotions? If you need a personal consultation or session with helping you to unblock your painful or unresolved emotions, please contact me directly. I will be happy to assist you with that. I am an inherited family programs consultant, and I specialize in this situations. And in my next video, I will be talking about boundaries and how to protect your boundaries. If you have any questions, you can post them or you can send them to me directly. I will also cover them in my next video. So that was all for today. I wish you all a good day or good night. Depends on where you're from. And I will see you. I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. All the best to you.